Good evening, everyone. I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Presenting before this wonderful tutorial is Hampir Kliman. And to those of you that are new to this channel, consider subscribing and also hitting the like button. And also don't forget to share. Okay, so we are doing set builder notation. We are going to learn how to write intervals or set intervals into set builder notation given a certain range. And I think in my first tutorial I had already taught how to plot set builder notations. Set intervals. The question simply states that we graph the following intervals on the real line. Okay, let me just get my pen. All right, so how do you write? Let's start with the first one. How do you write -3, 5 in set builder notation? Well, very simple. Look at this. If this is our number line, we are going to have 0, -3, 5. Okay, so our range for this particular interval is simply coming from this point being included and this point being included, because -3 and 5 are both included. So this is going to be less than x less than this particular point. So now this simply means that if we were to write this is going to be expressed in this form. This is just the same as -3 is going to be less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5. Therefore, under set builder notation, this is just the same as x is such that x -3 must be less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5. Okay, so this is just how you write this under set builder notation. All right, very simple. Let's write the second one. B, they're saying we have -2, then 6. How do you write this in set builder notation? Very simple. The same concept is going to apply. You write the real line. So we're going to have a 0. We are going to have -2. Then we're going to have a 6. What is the range on which x is falling on? Since we have an open circle at 2 and an open circle at 6, we can therefore state that this is going to be less than some x less than some 6. So now, under set builder notation, this has actually given us the area that we want, because this is going to be -2 less than x. We don't put less than or equal to, because we are having an open circle. Then less than 6. So under set builder notation, this is going to be written as x is such that x -2 is going to be less than x less than 6. Okay, that is how we write that. Let me just try to wrap the board so that we try out the others. So this is very simple. If you want to try out C, pause this video and try to solve it. You see how you'll be able to grasp the concept. C is not different from the others except that it has some positive infinity. We have 5, we have positive infinity. Now look at this. On the real line, this is going to be expressed in this form. We can have some 0 here. We have positive 5. We have positive infinity. How is the range going to be? Look at this. We have a closed circle at 5. We move from 5 to positive infinity, and this gives us an expression of x. Therefore, under set beta notation, this is going to be written as 5 is going to be greater than, let me just try to wrap that. So under set beta notation, x must be greater than 5. X must be greater than or equal to 5. Okay? So x must be greater than or equal to 5. So under set beta notation, this is going to be x is such that x must be greater than 5. And this makes sense because we are starting from this point up to where positive infinity is. Okay, so x is allowed to be 5, and at the same time x is allowed to exceed 5, and that makes sense. Okay, and of course we can simply say x must be a member of all real numbers. You don't have to include that if you want. All right. How about D? How is it going to be? Same concept, because we know that negative infinity, we have negative 5 there. All these are open circles. So we can draw this on the real line. We are going to have negative 5. We are going to have some 0. Then we are going to have positive infinity. Now look at this. Let's try out to bring out the range on which this is falling. Well, this is positive infinity. We have negative infinity. So this is going to fall at some point where we have an open circle at 5 going all the way to negative infinity. In other words, if I was to express this under set beta notation, x must be less than negative 5. So under set beta notation, this is going to be x is such that x must be less than negative 5. And of course, x must be a member of all real numbers. You can write that if you want. Very simple. How about if you have been given something that contains the union set? Try to pause this video and solve out the others by yourself. We see if you are able to understand. All right. Okay, let me just try to wrap my board. So these are simple questions, and this is a very simple topic. All right. How about if, for example, you have been given something that contains the union set? Let's try out E. 3 being included at some point negative. We have 1 not being included, the union of 2, the intersection, the positive infinity. So now, look at this. We are going to draw this on the real line. We are going to have the real line. We are going to have negative 3. We are going to have a 0. Then we have 1. Then we have a 2. And of course we have positive infinity. Now, how is it going to be distributed? Let me try to get my pen, my blue pen, and see how everything is going to be. Okay, so the first interval is running from, we have a closed circle at 3, an open circle at 0. So this is going to be from negative 3, that is going to be less than some x, less than some 1. That is our first interval. Our second interval is simply coming from some 2, where we have an open circle going all the way to positive infinity. And of course, this holds for x. So we are going to use this particular concept. So for the first one, we are going to have negative 3 less than or equal to some x less than 1. That is for the first interval. Or 2 is going to be greater than, let me just say x is going to be greater than 2. Okay. Wow, this makes sense. Under set beta notation, this is going to be expressed in this way. X is such that x is negative 3 is going to be less than x less than 1, or x must be greater than 2. And of course, x must be a member of all real numbers. That is just how you express that equation, that interval. Well, if you understand what has been highlighted in this video, I want you to try out this particular question. And of course, I'm going to give it 3 marks. If you find this video helpful, make sure that you inbox us on WhatsApp on this particular line. +26 0777 66 40 46. And of course, we shall respond to you on WhatsApp. So make sure that you inbox your answer on this particular number. If you find this video helpful, consider subscribing, sharing to others, and also hitting the like button. Thank you so much.